Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's how we do it. And no one could tell you that better than Ferd, Mr. Market Report himself. Ferd, just real quick, man. How's the comic book market looking right now?
A lot of anomalies. I think it's like in general, people are just getting rid of stuff I think there's a lot of impatience out there. But oddly enough, what I've seen is kind of one-off like keys, like variants or 9/8 in general. I think people are holding on to them or like asking ridiculous prices. So it's like either you're here or you're here.
I saw your post on the Invincible Iron Man 9 Apocalypse variant.
Mm-hmm.
What was the peak? What was the peak price for that?
Oh, I wanna say 5 to 6 large.
Word.
Yeah.
And what was that recent sale price?
This is this past week.
Wow.
Yeah,
man.
I think I saw 18. Going into the movie.
I didn't know that book was. Yeah, I didn't know that book was that damn hot. I honestly did not, man. But it's like everything's soft right now.
Everything's very soft, unless it's high grade. I think it's just people. I mean, I feel like if you are selling like those type of books, you got it for like $30, and you're just like, well, I might as well get out now. Or if you bought for $5,000, you're not letting that go, man. There's no way.
No, not now. No way.
Yeah.
You got $5,000 worth of equity invested in that book, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So welcome everybody to another episode of the Nerd Bird Report. I am your host, J-Dub, the bad boy nerd, along with the co-host supreme, Ferd. Welcome if you're joining us live so far. We always start out slow. We're kind of like Ohio State football. We start out slow, first 2 quarters. And then we just ramp it up, and then shit gets out of the hand in the second half. Right now, we got 6 people live. Of course, the effervescent Dr. Paul's in the house. What's going on? Always good to have you, Dr. Paul, Liberty Hill Comics and Cards. Man, keep it. Hey, what's going on? Keep it. Nice to have you here live. AOA says the prices are still in the 2021. Yeah, I mean, the shops, I feel like, you let me know, AOA. I feel like the shops are kind of in denial. They still have stuff at store retail prices. I'm not sure if people are paying those prices right now. Ferd, what do you think about that?
Every single LCS I've gone into, like, they're saying the same stuff. Less traffic. They're just not as busy. But like, I'm like, well, I mean, I'm not to tell somebody how to run their store, but like, then why don't you drop down your prices? If you're complaining or you need that cash, but
or why don't shops just make deals? I just don't understand that. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I think there's some shops. I mean, like, I don't know how it is for you and over there in Austin, but like here in Seattle, there's probably like, I would say like 4 or 5 shops that I go to on the regular, and there's 2 that they'll deal all day. They just move product, right? You know, their margins are
love that. Yeah, I love that.
And there's a couple other ones that, you know, to whatever reason, they just don't. They don't really, you can't really bargain with them, and that's fine, you know.
I feel like it's not fine, but I feel like if you're in this hobby / industry, I feel like the bloodline of this industry, it's making a deal, like, you know, move the product, because it's the market is so up and down. Like, just move product. I don't know. My shop, one of the main shops here in Austin, like the big one, ABC. Like the price is the price. They throw it up on the wall, but they do have sales every once in a while. But I feel like there are some books and I'm just like, look, I know you're asking this, but how about we do this? And, you know, but they're just like, yeah, some shops, like they say, man, Arizona tea, the price is on the can. It is what it is. But anyway, good to have. Hey, we know what? We have 12 people. It costs you nothing. Hit the like button. 12 people, that's 12 likes. Oh my God. AOA makes a great point. You see that? Yeah, they
Yeah,
actually
I was about to say, yeah.
yeah, they kind of act like a comic book guy from The Simpsons. They act like it's their personal collection, and they open the store to show it off. And it's like, what are you doing, man? You know, in some cases, you see the same book sitting up there for months. FOC top 10. We do it countdown style, starting out with number 10, working our way up to number 1. FOC, if this is your first time, stands for final order cutoff. This is the time of the week when stores put in their orders to the distributors. Usually the cutoff day is either Sunday or the following Monday, but we like to do it that same week. This is why we do the show on New Comic Book Day. All the books are fresh in our minds, so you can get your new books, and at the same time, you can do like I do and submit your orders for the next 3 or 4 weeks coming up. We have a pretty good track record on this show, Ferd. I don't know if you've been keeping track with when your orders show up and you're like, yeah, I got this. Like, I got this off the top 10 list. And that's always a good feeling, especially the damn, oh my God, the Clark Revelations variants for Star Wars. Did you see those in the shops?
Sold out. There wasn't this one store I go to, shout out Arcane Comics. They usually put like a limit 1 on, like, hot books for the week. And
right.
I don't know if they just didn't have, or I don't know what the deal was, but they didn't put a limit to how many books you could have. So I scooped up a couple. And Pickles, I don't know if he's in the chat, but he pre-ordered like 5 of each copy. I went there the next day because I forgot for whatever reason, but they were sold out the next day. So story was okay, but those covers were just like, I mean, that's the reason I bought it.
Yeah, the story was just so, but the covers, Jesus, and it was a pure cover play. I remember doing the FOC on that, and I was like, this is just a pure cover play. Torrin Clark, what he did with the style of art he did with those covers were amazing. But again, this is why we do the show, because we want to keep track of all the hot books coming out. I suffer from FOMO. I hate missing out on hot stuff. I don't know how you guys are, but I do the show just to keep track of them for myself, and me and Ferd share it with the rest of you. So that being said, first of all, everybody down here in the trenches, if you're in the comment section, you're in the trench up in his mug. Thank y'all for coming out doing that. You guys, believe it or not, we don't like to hear ourselves talking all the time. We like to read the comments as well, because what you do here in the comic section is very inspiring. Also, Ferd reminded people to mark their calendars for next week. Special announcement, 13 people in the chat. We need 13 likes. Check it out. If you want to be part of the 20th Funiversary broadcast next week, let us know. All right, reach out to us on our Instagram. Our Instagram tags are right underneath us. Let us know if you want to be part of the broadcast. We'll squeeze in as many people as you want. I'll send you an invite. Get your stuff set up. Sound check, video check. You ain't gonna come up in here looking ashy and scruffy and fuzzy. All right. Sound check and video check.
Skin check, hair check, all the checks.
Hair check, all the checks. Nails did, hair did. But yeah, also, if you are a retailer or a seller, or you just want to sponsor a giveaway, when you sponsor a giveaway, it sends more traffic to your page. If you want to get some traffic, if you would like to do a giveaway during the show, reach out to us privately. Let us know on our Instagram. We will gladly, the more the merrier. All the people that come on the show is what makes the show. And yes, before we get started with the top 10 Ferd, we have to say rest in peace to the legendary Carlos Pacheco. We lost some legends in the past year, man.
Yeah, I didn't know he had ALS, but I guess he suffered from ALS in the past recent years. So, yeah, that's a childhood artist of mine.
X-Men, right? Yeah, that's where I remember him from.
Yeah,
for sure.
He did some stuff with Kurt Busiek, who is like my favorite writer of all time. But yeah, pretty sad.
It is sad. Yeah, we just lost some comic book industry giants in the past like 12 months, just over the past year, man. So yeah, we lost another one, but hey, you know, we do the show because of our love for this hobby, this industry. And with that being said, let's go ahead and kick it off with number 10. Number 10 is a pure cover fire play, but also this comes from a creator who dropped one of the biggest books of the past few years. Coming in, starting it off at number 10 is a gorgeous cover. This is Chroma by De Felici. De Felici did Oblivion Song.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and we know Oblivion Song ended up being one of the hottest properties out. I believe it got optioned to be a movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal, I think.
Yeah, he's a star, like writer or something. Man, that was a long time ago. That option news came out. Holy cow!
Yeah, yeah. But this is his latest project. This is actually issue number 2. This cover is by one of my favorite artists, Mirka Andolfo. Absolutely love.
Beautiful.
Yeah, love her artwork. When I was going over the list for this week, I just could not get past this cover. It's just gorgeous. I had, if anyone saw, and I think I told you, I had 16 books in the running for top 10, and I just could not leave this cover off. Could not at all. It's a gorgeous cover. Mirka's one of my favorite artists.
Super nice.
Zach,
too.
this is number. Oh, huh?
Oh, she was at Emerald City Comic Con. Super nice lady.
You got to meet her?
A little bit. Yeah, met her a couple times.
Very nice, man.
Yeah, she's
very
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
17 people in the chat. We need 17 likes. If you pop in, hit the like and then pop out. That's what you got to do. But let's get the likes up, folks. I hope you like us. I hope that's why you're here. Moving in at number 9, another cover fire play, absolute fire. I saw it. I was like, I got to put this on today's show. This is Amazing Spider-Man 16. This is the Stegman demonized variant. First of all, we love Stegman's. We love Stegman's variants. We all love those. This is now this book is a part of the Dark Web storyline, and this yeah. And this issue is a battle between Spider-Man and Chasm. So I think this is like the first time that Peter Parker and Ben Reilly are going up against each other now that he's Chasm. So we got that to look forward to as well. What do you think about Chasm's power? I actually like it.
No, it's cool. A lot of people are kind of giving hate because like you're not creating like a new character. It's like you're evolving an old one. But I kind of like that. I kind of like that whole I was a light side, now I'm the dark kind of thing. I really dug the like synopsis and like the whole origin of him becoming Chasm or Chasm, whatever you want to say it. Well, I mean, why not? Ben Reilly's popular with, I think, in the comic community. Some people hate him or love him. No, I loved it. I liked it. I liked that issue. It was good stuff. Good way to end it, or whatever.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is Ben Reilly's been around for like 30 years, man.
Yeah,
he's had some. He's had some ups and downs. He's had a rough go of it, and now he's Chasm. So yeah, the whole thing with him and the previous storyline of how he became Chasm and all of that, it's actually pretty tragic. But most villain stories are. All right.
Sad.
Yeah. Coming in at number 8. This is a strange one, but it actually is, and it is Doctor Strange.
Oh, cool. I like
Fall Sunrise. Yeah. So the synopsis on this story, crazy story, even crazier artwork. This is like pure feverish artwork. I saw some of the interior art and panels and pages for this, but the reason this one cracked the top 10 because what I believe these characters on the front are a new group of mystics that are going to be introduced into the Doctor Strange canon. And Doctor Strange is he's going to be exploring this whole new world never before seen. And the writer of the story said he wanted to have a Doctor Strange story unlike anything else. It's not tied into anything. It's just this whole crazy new thing that exists for itself. And what you have here is a what I believe to be a first character appearance. They might have a cameo. There's that word we love in the first issue, but this is Doctor Strange Fall Sunrise #2, which looks like their grand first appearance. 16 people in the chat. Welcome everybody. Let's see if we can get 16 likes up in there. Moving on to number 10987. This is a mainstay. You folks are probably getting tired of it, but every top 10, they're going to make it. First,
I'm not tired of it.
Look,
cool.
I'm telling you, they're going to make it into they're going to crack the top 10. Star Wars: The High Republic, number 3. Yeah, new Padawan. She's so awesome. Love her. Absolutely love the character. New Jedi. This guy is like a giant Jack Reacher type character. Cool. He's just like this massive dude, and he suffers from like Jedi PTSD.
Yeah.
So when you read the stories, it's just interesting how he interacts. And Tay Sarek, he's this new like thief. He's somehow tied into with these two. So this trio of characters here in the new arc, yeah, they got a whole new storyline going on.
Mm-hmm.
I went with this one at number 7 because it goes more into the background of the thief, Tay Sarek. And also, for any Star Wars fans in here, I haven't seen Wookiee or I haven't seen what's the dude's name? Kessel Run yet, but Guardians of the Whills. Guardians of the Whills are going to be making their appearance, their canonic comic book appearance throughout this volume. So that's interesting because let me tell you, what did you think about the movie Rogue One?
I loved the last 15 minutes of it. It was good. I mean, it was good. I didn't know really what to expect, but the last 15 minutes were just the best part for me. So
yeah. I absolutely love Star Wars Rogue One, and I want to hear from you guys what you guys think of Star Wars Rogue One. For me, and I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me, Rogue One ranks only behind Episode 5. I placed it that high. I just love the whole story with Cassian. You know, I loved introducing all the new characters who, no spoiler, no one makes it out, but I just like the fact that the plans to the Death Star were just so integral to the whole thing, and they based an entire movie just on that. And anyway, Guardians of the Whills. Yeah, the blind Jedi and his like guardian with the giant like gun or whatever.
Yeah,
they're part of the Guardians of the Whills themselves, and that's going to be introduced in High Republic number 3. This is the 1:25 ratio variant for that, so look out for that. Moving on, number 6. I think you are going to like this one.
All right.
Are you reading? First of all, are you familiar with the character Ghostmaker?
Well, why does that sound so familiar? I don't. It sounds familiar, but what is this?
Okay, so I love that you're just so shook right now. Yeah, it is one of the best Star Wars movies. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, that last few minutes were so emotional. All right, so for those who don't know, or I guess that's you, Ghostmaker is like Batman's complete equal.
Oh, okay.
They met up. Yeah, they met up as young guys, like kids, damn near, and they got trained exactly the same. They are exactly a 1-for-1 opposite, except Ghostmaker, he went in one direction. Bruce Wayne went in another direction. Ghostmaker's whole philosophy is do whatever it takes to stop crime. He feels he's better than Bruce Wayne. In some respects, maybe he is. There's certain things about Ghostmaker that are just flat out incredibly badass. But they had this truce where they were like, Bruce is like, you stay out of Gotham. I'll stay out of wherever you based, Singapore or whatever, and we'll go about our lives. But recently, during James Tynion's Batman run, they came back together. Right now, Ghostmaker is actually running Batman Incorporated International. So, what does that all bring us to this cover right here? You're looking at Batman Incorporated number 3. I don't know if you know this, Ferd, but Ghostmaker is training Clown Hunter. Clown Hunter's the young,
that makes
yeah,
sense.
he's the young Asian kid,
yeah,
who decided he was just going to go out and just murder clowns, like
killing people,
killing
yeah,
them.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I loved him.
yeah.
I loved him in that story
I
arc.
do
Yeah, he was
too.
cool.
I think his
Yeah.
name is Fang Bo or Bo Fang, something like that. Bo Fam.
Yeah.
Absolutely love the character. So it turns out this is a big reveal for the Ghostmaker storyline. It turns out Ghostmaker had a previous sidekick. And anybody who is reading Batman Incorporated, all right, you saw today's episode, today's issue, okay? Big reveal. Issue number 3 is going to be this main storyline about Ghostmaker's past and his former failed sidekick, Phantom One. As a Batman fan, you got to be excited about that. This is obviously an homage cover. This is cover D. This is a 1 in 50 ratio variant. I will be hunting this down. I will be buying this. Yeah, super chat all day. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Doctor. That means a lot. That's our first super chat ever. Man. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm so busy just being badass with you. I forgot about super chat. Well, super chat is the way to go. He goes make you negative.
AOA with the chat gold over there.
I know, right? Yeah, great homage cover. But anyway, that definitely deserved a spot coming in at number 6. 23 people. What did I tell you? We're like Ohio State football. We start out slow and then we warm up midway through. Welcome everybody. 23 people. I better see mother effing 23 likes at least. It costs you nothing to hit the like button. Costs you nothing to hit the like button. Coming in at number 5. Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Cool. Ferd, talk to me. What do you like about this? Anything? What you got for me?
I like the cover. That's pretty cool. Dude, that cover. Do you remember the movie Fright Night from like the 80s?
Of course. Yeah.
Dude, that whatever that is in the background, that's totally looks like the vampire in that movie poster. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder when artists make their decisions if they have stuff
VHS,
in their mind,
like just in the background while they're drawing.
That's
stuff,
right. That's right.
No, it's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Let me tell you guys, there are some great covers for Yoda number 2. I just like the fact I'm with Ferd. I just like the fact that there's just demonic looking thing in the background.
Whatever that is. Yeah.
And I'm like, sure. Yeah, this is cover A. All right. Okay. So I'm like, I got to go with cover A.
Sure.
I just want to know the whole significance of Yoda chilling Bayside with a wave and just like this angry monster dude in the back. I need to know the reveal for that. I had to go with cover A on it. Yeah, Andre's right, man. Smash the like button. 26 people in the chat. We got to get at least 26. You're here for a reason. Say what's up. Say what's up. It is weird. The cover makes no sense. Glad to have you in, Solo Wookie. The cover makes no sense other than what the fuck, like what's going on with it. But with that being said, you're going to like this next cover. Moving in number 4, Ferd. They've been making an appearance, man, ever since they started publishing books. Dude, the hype is just so ridiculous. Somehow this company, this app, is doing an industry takeover, and we all have our feelings about it. But I do love their covers, and I love this one, Quested.
That's cool, man. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
Not to interrupt you real quick, but is this just purely from Whatnot? It's not from like a Whatnot seller. Is it just purely from Whatnot?
This is purely Whatnot FOC, not a seller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna name any books or whatever, but it's not like one of those XYZ Whatnot seller. Oh, now I'm writing a comic book and it's through Whatnot Publishing. It's just straight up like from Whatnot to the stores or whatever. because there's a
Yeah,
controversy
no,
with
this
that
is
this week. So
no, this is purely FOC. You can order it from your store right now.
cool. I like it,
Yeah,
man. That's cool. Whatever it is, it looks cool, man. Maybe I'll give that one a shot.
right. Yeah,
Maybe.
and I'm glad you made that point because one of the things we're going to talk about coming up on the great episode 20 next week, we're going to have this epic show, and store exclusives will not be a part of that show. It's going to be a pure FOC spectacular. This, my friends, is cover G, and you can pre-order it right now. Cover G. I saw like 10 different covers. Honestly, all the covers are great. There's just something about this one with the pink on pink, and this just big old guy. Like I was like, this is the one for the show today. And let me tell you, yeah, yeah, just great colors.
Colors are pop, man. They
Yeah,
definitely pop. That's cool.
yeah. And you know, John, I have read a couple of them.
Mhm.
It's an acquired taste, or it's only written for certain people. And that's actually a great description right there. Zangief holding up a Gorillas member. That's a perfect description. It was bugging me. Like, what is this? I like this feels familiar. AOA just nailed it. He just nailed it.
Yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of so many things, but doesn't it feel like it's like just thrown on a wall. I mean, the art looks really cool. I like the font, that quested. That's cool.
Yeah.
I okay. I don't know. I mean, I haven't read the synopsis of this book, but if it's anything
Yeah.
like Battle Chasers, I would be. Yeah, I'm all over it, man. I'm
The
still seeking
synopsis is
I'm still seeking like a Battle Chasers type of book. Like for the past 20 years, I still haven't found one. And Joe Madeira is never gonna rewrite that or get going back on that book. It's just not. There's no money in it for him. But man, if ever there was a day, if ever there was a book to
man.
revamp, that's the book for me.
Oh my God, you're so right. Do you remember when Battle Chasers was like one of the hottest books on the market?
Yeah,
I loved Battle Chasers.
yeah. I
Holy
have this
crap, look
actually
at that.
right here. I'll explain why later. But yeah, I found that in
Yeah,
a
explain
quarter
why
bin.
later.
In a
There was
quarter
a
bin,
point,
man.
man, there was a point, and you can help me out, where there was a certain Battle Chasers cover that was going for like insane amount of money. It was some special cover that Battle Chasers did. But
Wow,
yeah,
interesting.
Whatnot, yeah, Dr. Paul, Whatnot is the publisher. They've been publishing books now for a few months. I mean,
Yes, this past
you
summer.
want to talk about throwing stuff at the wall. This book's actually described as Hellboy meets Legend of Zelda. So we'll see how that
It's
turns
Legend of
out.
Zelda.
Coming
Cool.
in at number 3,
Oh,
Strange
cool.
Academy, the finals, number 3. The Class versus Gaslamp is finally about to have the big battle between them and a major villain. So I am
I love
definitely
it.
looking forward to this. You said you like this?
I like it. That's a great pick.
Yeah. Apparently, whatever happens in this episode or this issue is supposed to change the course of the Strange Academy. I don't know if anyone's out there reading this book. This is one of my favorite books. Emily Bright she's kind of Breaking Bad, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I really like how it the it seems like Strange Academy is telling a lot of story like really quickly, but it's not. I don't know. That seems like a really weird description, but um I really like the pace that it goes at. It's not confusing like some
right,
books are. Um,
right.
and it's every and there's so many characters but they're still telling the origin of every single one, but
Absolutely.
and it's all kind of coming together kind of thing. Scotty Young's doing a great job on this. He should just focus all his energy on this book.
No, honestly, Scotty Young, if you ever watch the show and listen, if you could just pour most of your energy into Strange Academy and then your daily doodles, man, that'd be great. I'll be happy. I'm a huge fan of this series since day one. And you're absolutely right. He manages to juggle all the characters and it doesn't feel cluttered. He somehow what he did, one of the best things he did was take the focus on Doyle, Dormammu, and Emily Bright, and everything stems from those two,
Mm-hmm.
which is, for me, I think that's a good way to anchor the storyline. But
Yeah.
They're actually going to do a 1-in-25 ratio specifically for this number 3 issue, but you're looking at cover A right there. And Andre, they are going to have a new villain somehow. There was a hint of that, but this is supposed to be the main fight between the students and Gaslamp. So we'll see how that goes. Looking forward to that. Gaslamp's first appearance was in the original series. I think it was issue 6 or 7. And yeah, that actually goes for about 5 times the cover price. Oh, there you go. Gaslamp first issue. Okay, yeah, you got it. Was it? Yeah, it was his first issue.
We may have to do a versus on that one of these days.
Oh yeah, no, because he did have an appearance, but the Unlucky 13 is one of my favorite covers. I love that cover. Just a great cover. So this was actually higher, but then number 2 and number 1, I was like, did a little shuffling towards the end. 27 people in the chat. Hopefully we get 27 likes. Thanks for having everybody in. Coming at number 2, some of you may disagree with this being number 2, but it's still cracked the top 10 nonetheless. It's going to make a lot of people happy. And here we go.
Nice.
Disney Gargoyle is making a comeback, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Nothing, it needs no introduction. What do you need to say? Disney Afternoon was one of the greatest things to happen in childhood. Ferd, tell me about your upbringing with the Disney Afternoon.
Oh my gosh. Tailspin, Rescue Rangers, this Donald or DuckTales, Woohoo.
Yes. Yes.
Gargoyles was like I it was probably like the 4th or 5th show I watched, but it wasn't like, it was all just because of timing, right? It wasn't like in like ranking. It was just like they were all great shows. Like if you're a 90s kid watching those after school, man, like, and the Saturday morning cartoons with like Marvel.
Yes.
Good times, man. Good times. Saved by the Bell at 10 a.m. Just kidding.
Oh, come on. What? It was so great growing up in the 90s. Not to say these kids don't have it made, but damn, it was such a good time, man. It really was. Like Disney Afternoon just ruled the TV from like 3 to like 6 p.m. when the news came on.
I know.
And it was funny because Gargoyles was like the heavy cartoon back then. Like it was the real dramatic one that came on like last, you know?
Yeah.
They would start off with like Chip and Dale's Rescue Ranger and then just get like darker and heavier. And then it would end with Gargoyles. And that was the shit right there, man.
For the older kids, for like the older kids.
Yeah, exactly. So what we're looking at, so this is a big rollout. Bringing Gargoyles back is huge. All right. There are lots of great covers. They have every ratio from 1-in-10 all the way up to like, I want to say 1-in-200.
Wow.
I like this one. This is a 1-in-10 ratio. This is the VHS variant. The reason I like this because it super reminds me of the actual VHS tape I used to have.
It does. It looks a lot like it. It even got like the the whole on the bottom. I like those kind of homages. Those are cool.
Dr. Paul flexing once again. He said he's too old. He was chasing girls. Whatever, man. Out of here. You know what? I had a girlfriend and I watched DuckTales. It all worked together.
We watched it together. All 3 of my girlfriends. We watched them all.
That's right. All 3 of them. Yeah. But hey, okay, people. So check it out. When you check out this, you know what does it for me, Ferd? Right there at the lower right-hand corner, that little sticker. What does that sticker say? Can you see that?
Be kind, rewind. I love it.
Bruh.
Be kind, rewind.
The Blockbuster era.
Yeah. Yes.
The Blockbuster era, which Netflix is completely trolling right now, but the Blockbuster era was like, be kind, rewind, or we will charge your ass extra.
I know. It was either that. It was either Blockbuster or Hollywood Video for me. Like if Blockbuster didn't have it, we're up the street, go to Hollywood Video. But
you know what's crazy? Those were great times. That was like your Friday afternoon, right? Your Friday evening was hitting up the video store, right?
Yeah, and if you had, like in high school, if you had a homie that worked there, Like he'd hook you up with free videos or waive all your late charges and like, but
Exactly.
and
Yo,
I'd
no,
spend
that
hours
was so
like trying
many
to figure
first
out.
jobs. Was
Oh
that?
yeah, so many first jobs and like, you
Yeah.
could, like I would go like either for a video game or for a movie with like my friends, and
Yeah.
we would just loiter for like 2 hours. We weren't looking at videos. We were just dicking around, because like we didn't want to be at home. But that was like what we did. We just bullshit around and stuff. But yeah, man, good times, good times.
Good times. No, growing up back then, we were like clerks. We were like an episode of Clerks hanging out at the damn video store, man. Seriously.
Yeah,
But yeah, I absolutely love this cover. He said John Smith. Yeah, I mean, they're really John Smith, man, they're really making a big deal with this rollout. And but I must say, Ferd and the guys in the trenches, everyone here, first of all, thank you for joining us live. 30 people. Smash the like button. Let's get 30 likes at the minimum. But I must say, the Jay Lee cover for this is so dope. I actually had the Jay Lee cover, and then I saw the VHS cover. I was like, "Oh shit, we got to go vintage VHS with
yeah,
it."
go vintage.
So,
Yeah, that would be a good one for people
yeah.
to pick up. That's a nice one, and for a ratio, that's still a cheap entry, like $10.
Yes,
Where it's like
absolutely.
low risk, high reward kind of thing. So pick it up, guys.
Yeah. So with that being said, coming in at number 1, it was not Gargoyles. Listen, some of you may like it. Some of you may go, "Ugh." Some of you may think it's low-hanging fruit. Some of you may think I'm right on point. Ferd, I only care about your opinion because this is your Christmas every week. Coming in at number 1, let's do it the right way. Here we go. Number 1.
Oh,
Timeless.
I'm
Timeless. Timeless 2023. So, Timeless, as we all know, introduces all the new stuff coming up the next year. This is issue number 1 for 2023. There is a dope. I'm going to laugh when I say this. I wish my homeboy Jesus Christ.
Evolution.
What's his name? Dark Evolution. I wish he was watching the show. He's probably doing his own show. But Todd Nauk. We always have this running joke with Todd Nauk's floating heads and shit.
You guys did, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Todd Nauk. He had like this weird head fetish, where it's just this giant disembodied head floating on the covers. We're just like, what the hell is up with Nauk and his damn covers?
I don't know.
I say that because he actually has a great Miss Minutes covers. And I will say this for Todd Nauk. Anytime he draws bodies, it's very awesome. Yeah.
Todd,
it's only
just draw. Just draw.
It's just the floating heads, man. The floating heads would kill me. But this is actually cover A. I just wanted to let you guys know there is a Miss Minutes cover. So definitely put in your pre-orders for the Miss Minutes cover. And I could show you guys, but just go look it up. The reason I went with cover A, and I think you know why, there's always all kind of mysteries hiding on the cover. So it's kind of like a Where's Waldo of the future. You just kind of look around on the cover to see the brand new. So do you agree with that? You got to kind of go with cover A for Timeless, right?
I mean, it's what am I trying to say here? I'm not gonna complicate. Yeah. I mean, he's on the cover. It's a beautiful cover. I'm looking at it and I can kind of like, I don't know. It's like, it's almost like you're there. It's a really cool point of view. And the background, I mean, there's so much detail in that cover, regardless, it's and spec wise, if you want to call it that.
Definitely.
It's a safe bet,
Absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm glad you said it. The Timeless is starting to be like the new Marvel Premiere. If anybody remembers that old rag, Marvel Premiere would come out and just like debut random stuff to see what stuck or what didn't. And it's kind of like this is what Timeless is now. It's the two previous Timeless have been very successful. So yeah, they're like, you know what? Let's keep the cash cow going. They moved the covers, they moved the second prints.
Yeah.
The Carnero variant, again, Cosmic One, he's on point. It comes down to who's going to make the top 10. I actually have it on my list, but it's like, you know, cover A has all the little juicy bits. You just kind of look through the cover to see what you can uncover. So a lot of spec. It's just, you know, it's just like a spec hunt. That's why cover A made it. But yeah, the missed minutes. I mean, I could dig it up real quick, but no, there's your top 10. Let's go. Let's go ahead and review it real quick. For those who showed up late, coming in at number 10, from the creator of Oblivion Song, this is his new series, Chroma de Felici. This is Chroma number 2, and this is a stunning cover by Mirko Andolfo, who Ferd says is awesome.
Super nice.
Amazing Spider-Man 16. It's Spider-Man versus Chasm in their first battle. You are looking at the demonized variant. Doctor Strange, Fall Sunrise. Doctor Strange is on a solo mission to a whole entirely different world, and on the cover is a new team of mystics who will be joining Doctor Strange's Strangeverse. Star Wars High Republic, because of course. Batman Incorporated, Ghostmaker. He's like Bruce Wayne's opposite. He has a protege. It didn't work out. He's trying to train Clown Hunter. You're looking at the 1 in 50 homage ratio for Batman Incorporated number 3. Yoda number 2, because yes. Quested from Whatnot. Yes, Whatnot is taking over the industry slowly but surely as far as they think. This is Quested. Quested is described as Zelda, Legend of Zelda meets Hellboy. Sounds fun. I love the cover. Strange Academy Finals number 3. This is my favorite book. Gargoyles is making a major comeback. They're doing an epic rollout. Just sentimental value across the board. You're looking at first of all, Jay Lee has a great cover. Jay Lee does cover E. You're looking at the 1 in 10 variant, the VHS cover. I love vintage VHS covers. And of course, Timeless number 1. And there you have it, folks. There's your top 10 countdown list from yours truly, from the both of us to all of you. Thank you all for joining us, and good night. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
here, let me upload this real quick.
Yeah, you do that, man. And let me see. Maybe I can find that. I could probably find that new Timeless cover. Yeah, the Timeless had some great covers, man. I just went, like I said, I went with cover A because yeah, cover A is like a, you know, it's kind of like a see what you can discover on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
But the Carnero version, I don't know if the art's even been released yet, but
okay.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty dope. I'm just glad that I got to show this real quick. I'm just glad that Todd Nauk did not do a floating Miss Minutes, just disembodied head. So kudos to Nauk just for that alone.
Maybe he's just tired. That's why I was doing those head twins. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I love Miss Minutes. So yeah, there it is.
Get this in the OG one, and you're good for the spec for Kane,
absolutely.
Or whatever.
Yeah, and this, folks, this is complete FOC order. So just put in the Nauk Miss Minutes variant on your orders. I like how she's walking on a variant timeline splinter. You notice that?
That's really cool.
Yeah. It's all about the details.
All those little details. Before I get into my list, first I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining. We got 29 live. So one of these days we'll get 50 or something. But I know, Bad Boy, you're probably gonna do a giveaway. I'm gonna do a giveaway, and I'll just kind of do a little preview of what I'm giving away.
Nice.
So I got this.
Oh, what you got? Hold on. Let's go full screen with that, man.
Oh, you want to go full screen?
Hold on. Here, I'm gonna switch you out.
Okay.
All right, what you got?
All right. So Star Wars High Republic. It's the Halloween edition. Nothing too crazy. It's gonna get hotter.
Oh, that's
though.
very nice. That's very nice.
I got Star Wars number 20. First appearance in this one.
Yeah, that's Kira
Kira. Yep.
on the cover. Yeah.
Let's see here, and we got Star Wars stuff.
Oh, no. Put that back up. You might be giving that away to me. Shit. Man, look at that. The one at Han Solo. I love that.
It gets better. It gets better. You got to do your homework though on this one.
Guys, 35 people, listen, spread the word. Next week, the 20th Funiversary episode.
And this is just one. This is one big giveaway. I'm not going to give it to multiple people.
Yeah. We have something very special planned for next week. It's to show you want to be here live. Oh,
it gets better. It gets better. Hold on. It gets better.
Wow.
Okay, that Battle Chasers I was talking about.
I gotta ask, can host and friends and families of the host, can we win?
I don't think so.
Go ahead. What else you got?
We got Young Avengers presents.
Come on. Wow.
Star Wars High Republic Adventures number 8.
Oh, that's very specific, right?
Yeah.
Character intro. Yeah.
First appearance. X-Men Adventures number 1.
Hey.
I just found these all in dollar bins at a show, so I was like, just give it to the people.
Awesome.
Star Wars 4, first appearance of the Han Solo's wife or whatever. In honor of Black Panther, this is a Wakanda origin. This is the first Wakanda origin.
Shit. Dude, this is fire, man.
In honor of your FOC, Star Wars number 26.
Second print.
Second print.
Yes.
I was going to keep this, but you know what? I have like 3 copies of this. Century number 1. It's not in perfect condition. It's probably 8.5, but
are you sure about this, man? You're losing your freaking
man.
Andre, man.
And you know me about grading stuff, right?
Did you just unsheathed something?
I did. It's not a 9.8, so I'm not going too crazy, but in honor of my favorite FOC that you have chosen.
26. Wow. Yes.
So here's the catch.
Guys, give it up. Give it up.
Thank you.
What's so crazy is there's more. This is just Ferd losing his mind.
This is me. So here's the thing, though, and I'll post it on Instagram and all that stuff. So I was looking through the past Nerdbird or Ferdbird reports that I've done, and unconsciously, I did the same book on 3 different shows. Now, what you got to do is figure out what that book is, and then you got to show up to the show on Wednesday, and then tell me what the answer is. That's how you.
All right, so say that again for the kids in the back of the class.
Sure. No problem. So I inadvertently presented one book on 3 different shows in my 3 slides. Then I don't know. I was subconsciously thinking about it. So what you got to do is you got to figure out what that book is. So you got to rewatch the previous shows that we've done, and then you gotta DM me, tell me what the answer is, and then show up on Wednesday, and I'll announce the winners then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So if they can figure out, they got to go watch the show. If they don't know, if they figure out the book, send you a DM. And that's how they win.
Yeah, and maybe I'll split up between 3 different people.
That's amazing.
So the first 3. Yeah, but you got to show up on Wednesday too. You can't just DM me and whatever, and then whoever shows up like first in comments or whatever, I'll explain it a little more in detail like throughout the week. But just to get people through the show and kind of do like a, to get more views on our previous shows and actually see like what's changed. That was my little trick. So anyway,
I tell you what, man. What's crazy is this isn't even what the show's about. The show is going to be epic. We'll just be giving away books the entire time. Now, if you're on the East Coast, it's going to start at 7:15 and go until whenever. Yeah. If you're on the West Coast, hopefully you can get home from work. Please don't try to watch it while you're in traffic because it's going to be off the chain. We're probably going to go 2 hours. It's probably going to be one of our last shows of the year. So, yeah, we're going all in on next week's shows. The 20th show, we're celebrating that. And yeah, all right, man. Let's just get into the bird watch for this week. Damn.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
anyway, I just want to say, we got 34 in the room now. So thanks everybody for coming through. This show, this 19th show has been, feels like we've only done like 4 or 5 shows, but I think it's just the community here. I feel it's one of the most positive shows on one of the shows that I watch.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to be too much of an expert, and I, you know, Bad Boy keeps it pretty light and funny with me, so I enjoy this every Wednesday.
Hell yeah.
So thanks everybody. Thank you, Bad Boy, for what you do. And you know, I'll do kind of to add on what you asked earlier this, you know, in the show. What does the market look like, in my opinion?
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not always right and I'm always wrong or whatever. Or not always right. I'm probably wrong a lot more than I'm right, but
well, we know what you was really wrong about, but you made amends.
And I like to take my L's.
You overcorrected. Anybody in the chat, if you know,
I did it a little crazy. Yeah, did a little crazy.
Any more people, they know what that was.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, you know, online, you're seeing a lot of people I think they're just being really picky, which I don't think is a bad thing. You could say it's a crash, I guess. You know, I think it's more of a, let's look at more quality books and covers and limited stuff. Let's not, and I think a lot of people, and they said this on the Monday show, I think a lot of people were like spoiled. I'm sure you were, and myself included, of buying a book and then, you know, in like 1 week, and then either that following weekend or that next month, and like tripling, quadrupling, quintupling your profit. And so people, I think, over leveraged themselves, and they were grading dumb stuff. They were just buying everything Marvel. They were buying every first appearance, which, you know, if you want to cover your bases, that's good. But at some point, I think people are starting to get burned. I'm all about, you know, keeping people in the community and not having people, flip mode days are over. I mean, really, they are. And it's kind of going back to like who was collecting books in 2016, 2017. Maybe not so much for profit, but for stuff that you liked and like would read over and over again, and maybe grade because you really like that book. So I just overall, I think I'm seeing a lot of like really key, like tough books to find still holding that value. And kind of the lesser, like minor keys, like they're just flooded, you know, the market. And yeah, people are still asking for 2021 prices here and there, but I'm also seeing a lot of people like just trying to get rid of their stuff at the same time too, which is a benefit for everybody. Yep, buyer's market for sure. So anyway, all right, let's get into it.
I will say, if you're holding cash, if you got cash, happy days are ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if like this is the bottom. I don't like to call bottoms in anything, but I think with interest rates being high, with Thanksgiving and the holidays, and I mean, Facebook just cut 15,000 people. It's going to start trickling down, right? So those people losing jobs, I mean, they're not going to buy comic books, and that's just the fact.
No, they're not. I just need money to buy eggs. I don't know how the market is.
I cut eggs, man.
Between you and everyone here, I don't know what it looks like, but Dr. Paul could probably tell you because we're both in the Central Texas area. Dude, eggs are ridiculous here. And for someone who works out, I need my egg white protein. But Jesus crap.
In Seattle, they allow you to have like hens, and like a lot of my friends, they just hatch their own eggs and they like donate them to people and shit. So
good. I need to find someone that has hens.
Yeah.
All Texas, right. Well, what do you got for us, man? What do you got?
Okay, this first slide's gonna throw a little some people off, I think. But if you press books, this is a definite kind of what do you call it? Arbitrage trade.
Okay.
9 6s. That should go for 9 8s. Have you been seeing this
on
eBay or wherever? Have you been seeing this?
9 6s, that should be 9 8s.
Just like 9 6s in general, going for like grade.
I mean, I typically like to shop for 9 4s and 9 6s just for that reason.
Yeah. So like I remember like a year ago or so, like 9 6s were going for Obviously not the 9.8 value, but it's pretty close to like what the 9.8 value is. The past like few weeks I've been shopping for 9.6s and like, New Ages of Atlas #1, Champions 21 second print. The Spawn book I found a 9.6 for like $80. It's a little bit high. It's a little bit high risk, but if you can get like a 9.6 for like $30, that sells for around 150 or 100, even $100 in a 9.8.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not like buy 10 of those? Either send it to a presser or press them yourself. I know we both press, so it's not it's
Yes,
not
we
really
do.
hard to do. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like a guaranteed kind of thing. There's a little bit of risk there. I'd say like 70% of 9.6s that you can press come back a 9.8, at least in my opinion. But it's a little bit risky. But like if you can get a good entry point to a 9.6 and press it to a 9.8, that could increase your investment by like times 4 or 5. And in this environment, that's kind of an arbitrage trade, in my opinion, man. Have you been seeing that in like books that you're like currently? Or have you thought of it?
There is no love for 4s and 6s at all in the market. Like people are just dumping them and nobody's paying for them. So yeah, this is your market report is so on time right now.
Thank you. Yeah. And the reason I put out there is I bought 5 9.6s and they look fine. I think there's some pressable defects in there, and we're roll the dice. And I know, it's kind of a different one. It's just I couldn't think of anything right now. It's so tough to like put your money, your $20 or so. And I just figured, what the hell? Why don't we try this out and see what people think? This list is getting tougher and tougher by the week for sure.
No, especially for certain books, like just 9.8 and then 9.6 and 4s are like way down here. It's almost
exactly.
I think it's worth the roll of the dice for that. The margin, the return margin of error is not that great. At the end of the day, you still have a near mint copy,
Right.
So yeah. And you didn't have to pay for grading costs, shipping costs, and all of that. So you honestly make out you come out even.
Yeah, I mean, I saw
some regards.
I saw a 9.6 go for $20. It wasn't my side. I think it was I think I posted it. Somebody sent me a New Ages of Atlas #2. First appearance of SwordMaster for 9.6.
Yeah, you posted it.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I was lightweight hating on you that you found that deal. I was just like, damn it, I need to get my ass on there too, man.
I mean, you might as well start searching right now while I'm talking.
I know, right? I'm
seriously, man. I mean, it's crazy, man. Anyway, what up, Empire, what man? Thanks for coming through.
Oh, there you go. Good, baby. Hey, what we got here? What's up with this?
Have you heard of this book before? It's a little.
No.
This is okay. So going in to Black Panther, this is Avengers World #9. It's the first appearance of the next Avengers. Now, specifically, T'Challa's son is named as Black Panther in this book. Now, there's all the spec going into the weekend with Avengers 1 from 2010. And
Avengers 1 Heroic Age.
Yeah, Heroic Age. There's this #2 second print where he's on the cover. That Ninth Wonder had put out there. Shout out Ninth Wonder. And then #6 is like the first full appearance. I didn't want to get into any of that stuff because we'd be talking for another hour. And I think it's kind of risky. It's kind of risky anyway.
Right.
I have like 5 copies. I bought all these for like $1. So if for the slightest chance, I don't even know the percentage chance of him actually being in Black Panther this weekend. However, if you're going to play it and you want a small entry, like a light kind of investment, I feel like Avengers World #9, because it's a futuristic book. There's multiple first appearances of the children of the MCU in this, and T'Challa's son is named in this book as Black Panther on the last page.
Good. And which plays into my first appearance checklist. Like I feel like the character needs to be named.
Yeah. I mean, I think Avengers 1 and then #6. they're going for like $20 right now, and I just think like if T'Challa doesn't show up or if the son isn't like named or mentioned, those books are going to drop, and so it's too much of a risk to go into the movie this weekend. But just kind of a fun one, if you can find it for like $1, like less than cover price. Look in those 50% off bins that stores should have. But
it's not like people were clamoring for this issue. So if it's in the dollar bins, it's going to be sitting there, you know.
Yeah.
So
I find this book all
usually
the
what
time.
usually what happens is someone, you know, puts out some feelers or puts out an alert, and the word starts spreading. Everyone makes a mad dash for the dollar bins,
Yeah.
and then. But this one, I think this is safe to say it's probably sitting there right now.
Probably.
And what year did this come out? 2010?
I think it's around 2010. It's that Avengers World series. So I can't remember. I want to say
this is that whole era, like the late the 2010s. I just wasn't collecting at the time, so I missed.
Me either, man.
Yeah, like whatever came out during that era, I have none of it.
Right.
But good stuff. 40 people, man. We peaked at 40. Hopefully we got 40 likes. If you show up, hit the like button, por favor.
Yeah, definitely catch a rewind. I'll do a little clip on my Instagram, but there's a little description on the giveaway for next week too, if you guys just jumping in. So
yeah, and I always post a top 10 on my page anyways, following the show the next day. So
yes, sir.
But the show, it's more fun to watch the show as we unveil. Hey, what do we have? The what? Philippines edition. Oh, you stumping for your peoples. Okay.
Yeah. So little small announcement. I got engaged over the weekend. I will be getting married in the Philippines. So this is kind of a thank you, everyone.
We need some claps in the chat. We need some congrats in the chat.
I don't like to talk too much about my personal life, but like it'll kind of segue into like why I thought of this book as like that ghost, if you will. Shout out to International Comics. He put me on this book about a year ago. Thanks, Southpaw Brad. It's the Venom 300 Philippines edition. Now, I don't delve too much into international books because that's just like that's another like animal. But it's cool.
Yeah.
If you don't know how the Philippines is, it's a very humid country. But they are very passionate about art. So one of my favorite artists, Miko Suyon, he's Filipino artist. He's from there. He's from an area where my mom's from.
I love his covers.
I mean, he did that Ages of Atlas cover, the first one of Wave. It's beautiful. It's a really great ode to actually the Philippines as well. But Filipinos, they had their own books back in the 90s that they printed. The publisher basically tried to cut costs or whatever. So the paper's very thin. They don't hold up very well. And I think there's only like 500 copies of this ever printed. And if you look on my third slide there, a 6.5 went for $6,000.
That's crazy.
And that was in 2019, 2020, I think, before COVID. So you can imagine how much this is probably worth now. And it you can't find it. It's a crazy, crazy ghost. I'm definitely going to be hunting comic books when I'm over in the Philippines next year. I've already asked my family over there, like, hey, are there comic books around? They're like, I don't know what that is. And so I'm kind of stupid asking them, but anyway, 6.5 Philippines is like a 9.9 in America. Like it's tough, and to even find this like in any grade is impossible. I had to look for this picture like everywhere. I could not find it. It's definitely a ghost, man. And obviously first Venom. So there you go. Imagine getting this signed by Tom McFarlane.
It's so rare. It's so rare. It's even escaping Google. That's hard to do.
So anyway, I don't even know what the price is for this book, like in today's standards, but kind of a fun, obscure like edition. I know he's talking newsstands or like, the NYCC variants and all that stuff. But I was like, you know what? Why don't we take it to the homeland and just kind of throw a little whammy at everybody and see what they think.
I like that. Yeah, I like that. That's crazy. First time even ever hearing about anything like that before.
Yeah. It's the foreign market's very interesting. it's definitely a deep dive. I don't try and go into it too much just because it's tough, but it's definitely interesting for sure. So anyway, we'll see if I can find one. Let's see here.
John
Okay,
Smith said he has a challenge.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you got to go to a different time zone to find this book. You know what I mean? So anyway,
yeah, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
Oh God, yes. Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you. You already know.
So I don't know
Already
how
know.
people feel about this guy in the or this artist in chat. I do not dislike Rose Besh. I don't.
I
love her.
love. You know I love. You know I do.
Yes, but here's the thing. And this is more of like, if you're trying to flip Rose Besh, I don't think right now is the time to do it. And
Okay.
I feel like you could actually probably take this and put it as my first slide if you're a collector of Rose Besh, because I was looking at prices for like Peach Momoko, and she's she's a little bit overinflated, but I think people are still kind of loyal to her. So is Micah. She's still really strong right now. You're hearing a lot of press about her. Merca's pretty consistent. I keep saying female like artists, but I'm just thinking of like hard artists. I put in Dekal and Nakayama. I feel like there's a little bit more like, I think people are still like enjoying their stuff. I haven't heard a lot about Rose Besh lately, and I don't know if it's just because of the stuff I look at or whatever. So, but I looked at the prices of Rose Besh comics, and they've come down quite a bit. I would say I would sell. I wouldn't invest in Rose Besh if you're trying to flip today. If you're trying to look for a good deal on Rose Besh, for sure, right now, her stuff's down quite a bit. So like that Spider Woman comic, I think that could probably prop up a little bit. It's just I don't know what I feel like she's cooled off a little bit. So again, it's not really a sell recommendation. It's kind of just like a, hey, like if you're trying to flip her and you don't like Rose Besh as an artist, then you should probably sell the book. If you do enjoy her, I wouldn't pay like premium dollars for her. I'd probably I'd probably like just try and wheel and deal like some books on. You might get a pretty good deal just from the eBay sales I've seen lately. She hasn't really held up recently.
Well, I think what I want to say, the cover that really put her on the map was probably the thick Wonder Woman. Not put her on the map, but that was like one of her bigger sales of the past year.
Yeah,
for sure.
Sure.
And the silk, and I think she did a Miles Morales. Look, I'm gonna share something with you guys. One of my favorite Rose Besh covers, and I just loved her treatment of this book. And I actually, this sounds crazy. This is such a chick move, but I actually collected the entire series specifically for these Rose Besh covers. But her Sheena, what she did with Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, was just, I just thought that was freaking amazing.
Yeah. And it made me kind of think, I don't know what this like has to do with like
I don't read Sheena, but I just love the covers.
Totally cover.
Yeah.
When I was at Emerald City Comic Con this past year, she wasn't in Artist Alley. She was kind of like where the retailers are at. And I thought that was kind of odd. Like, why wouldn't you? So maybe actually, and like I said, maybe this is a buying opportunity for Rose Besh covers. I don't know. But maybe she hasn't hit her stride yet, or I don't know. Maybe PR team needs to like work on her stuff. I don't know, but
she's been doing all the Sheena covers, and every once in a while she does like a DC cover.
Yeah,
she doesn't do a lot of Marvel, not too much Marvel.
Okay. So. Yeah, I mean, if you're looking for her and like you want to get those books, I mean, they're dipped for sure. I mean, big time. I think that's, and I don't know, that's the reason why what I just stated. But
I think everything, I think everything's dipping right now, man. Like everything.
Yeah, and that was why like I was kind of cautious on like that last slide. Like it took me a while to really find something to like recommend to sell. I mean, it's kind of like if they were talking about on the Monday show, like if you bought 20 copies of, I don't know, let's just throw Iron Fist 1 and you expect it to like make all this money, then get rid of it. If you bought like 4 or 5 copies and you are okay with putting it away for like 2 or 3 years until stuff comes about, then yeah, maybe that's like a better play. But I think it's like just like liquidate this stuff, just get rid of the fat. I think it's kind of what what I kind of heard from that whole thing. But
I do have about 20 copies of Iron Fist 1.
and I do too, and I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. You know, I didn't
I'm
grade him.
totally
You know,
fine with
okay.
it. I
Yeah.
mean, he's just my favorite character, so I could give 0 Fs about what
Yeah.
any market says. You
Yeah.
know,
Did you
I'm
want to do
a
that
huge
versus?
Lin Lee fan.
Do you want to do that versus slide for everybody?
I don't even have it loaded up.
Oh, I can do.
I gotta.
Here, let me see.
Yeah, if you got it loaded up. Yeah, folks, we're gonna close out the show. I guess people really like the what did they say, John Smith? I don't think people like the street art vibe. I mean, in terms of cover art, I think they're dope because when you walk into the store and look at the shelves, those things jump off the shelf. Like that style, that graffiti style. It just talks to me. The one she did that I really love recently was the like the Wonder Girl cover with all the flowers and shit she did on it. I thought that was amazing. And I paid $5. I mean, first of all, I love Yara Flor anyways, the character, but yeah, the Rose Besh, I got like 5 copies of that.
The Rose Besh one?
Yeah, I got like 5 copies of it, man. It's crazy. Yeah, get that versus.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I got converted over to a PDF here. Hold on. Oh shoot.
But let me see here.
Are you able to like flip that? For some reason it's sideways. I don't know why.
It's sideways? Man, what? Let me see it. Hold on. I think I got one. Hang on.
Okay.
I think I can load it up. While I'm looking for it, tell the people what we're gonna do real quick.
Oh, so last week I kind of had this idea. Kind of post on my Instagram, and me and Bad Boy are gonna talk about basically a book, kind of an either or. Last week it was more of like, it was kind of a double thing. It was an either or. Whatever book you think is going to be a better investment, or which book would you rather have, that type of thing. And we're going to talk about New Ages of Atlas #2, the Ron Lim variant, and Amazing Fantasy #15. Both first appearances, both specifically Asian characters. I think me and Bad Boy are a little bit biased towards one versus the other, but so this is going to be more of like I just kind of wonder what everyone else thinks in the trenches there, and what you guys think too. One of these books.
Tell them why those 2 books are significant.
So Amazing Fantasy #15 is the first appearance of Amadeus Cho from 2005. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty small appearance, but nonetheless, it is his. The Ron Lim variant of New Ages of Atlas #2, that is the first appearance of Swordmaster on cover and in story. It's not his first cover appearance. His first cover appearance is in 1, but he's not in the story. But #2, the one in 25, it goes for pretty good money. It was at upwards of like a grand, almost 1,500 last year. I actually bought a 9.6 for $250 in, I want to say June or like May. Cracked it, pressed it, got it signed by Ron Lim, and it came back a 9.8. So that's a perfect example of buying a 9.6, because a 9.8 usually goes for around $850 right now, currently, or people are probably holding them right now. So anyway, let me see if I can flip this. Hold on a second.
Yeah, see if you can flip that around, because I definitely want to. And if not, I'm gonna go ahead and load it up real quick, because I want to get the guys in the comment section, the Trench Mob. Definitely want to get these guys' opinion on it. I love having the live talks about this, because the last one we had, where everyone was going in on we did the one about Captain Carter versus Captain America, Peggy Carter, and that was fun. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, we want to do this again, and I think I got it. I think I can load it up now. Pretty sure I can load this up straight. Let's see what happens. Let's see, where is it at? What the frack? Why is this like the hardest thing to do right now that we're trying to do it? Oh, nope. Nerd. Oh, there we go. Where's this at? Remember the guy? Remember the typewriter from Sesame Street? Nerdy, nerdy, nerdy.
Yeah, that guy. Man, I do not know why it's. You got okay. I'll remove mine then.
Yeah.
Sorry, buddy. We're losing viewers. We're going from 36 to 29 here.
No, that's cool. They always they leave anyways. They always leave. They hang out and then they leave us.
That's all good.
Oh, it's the format. That's what it is. Got to do the correct format.
Yeah, it's
nerdy.
I tried to do PDF and it won't let me. It won't go sideways. I don't know why. Here,
you gotta do like the Rock. You gotta turn that son of a bitch sideways, grease it up real nice, and stick it up.
Okay, let's try this.
Candy ass. Did I do it?
If not,
nope. Frack this.
Okay,
we're gonna make it happen.
Hold on. Let me try this.
Nope. Bow. Told you, god dang it. There
you got
go. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Okay,
cool.
So yes,
there we go.
Have at it.
So this is kind of a tough one for me because I chose this cover specifically because it's the rarer of the regular cover, obviously, because it's 125, and it's like the cover to get if you're specifically going for SwordMaster's first appearance. The Amazing Fantasy 15, it's a thicker book.
Yes.
It's not a big print run, and that's the only version. So 9/8s are pretty tough in this book. I would say 9/8s are pretty tough in number 2 also because of the color, the color, whatever you call it. But as far as characters concerned, I think there's so much more of a focus on SwordMaster, especially recently. Like he's in so many like other titles, and Amadeus Cho is like always like a consistent kind of like I think he'll be the leader, like he'll be like this tough dude, right? But I think SwordMaster just is he just seems more like a badass versus Amadeus Cho, and obviously like we're biased towards him, but I just really have high hopes for SwordMaster kind of being like a little more mythical and a little bit more like angry, I guess, is in a way. Kind of he's going to be the badass of the Agents of Atlas.
Yeah.
That and I think
all,
like
I want to know who in the chat remembers when this Amazing Fantasy 15 first dropped or whatever issue it was. Like this was early 2000s.
2005. Yeah.
Yeah, and it didn't introduce several characters, but Amadeus was the standout character, right?
I know there were like other like stories in the book. Like I had one a long time ago, but yeah, I don't know if there's any significant characters in that book. It's a huge book. It's really, really big.
Yeah. It really tears my heart. And that's Amadeus on the front cover too, by the way. I had so many copies of this. I had like 4 copies of this. And I specifically remember like Wizard magazine, just like, grab copies of this. And I'm like, sure, okay, they're just sitting on the shelf. So I just went and grabbed more copies, and I had since flipped them for like $30 a piece, and they're going for like 400 now.
Yeah.
That just rends my soul.
And the doc likes Amazing Fantasy 15, and like I'm torn. I mean, I'm honestly torn between the two. As a fan of like the characters, I'd say number 2 for that specific variant, but
yeah,
it's just
Amazing Fantasy they 15. did a lot. They did a lot with Amadeus early. That was the thing. Like he really latched onto the Hawk and all of that, and they did a whole lot with him during the 2000s run with him and Hercules and all of that.
Yeah, and I think with this book, it's like, okay, there's this version and the newsstand, which is like another Ghost, right? That goes for like 2K and 9/8, right? So
are you serious?
Yeah, the newsstand is like super rare. Like if
get the fuck out of here, man.
An 8.5 went for a grand earlier. So that's what I'm saying.
I had this so many copies. I just had no idea. No, go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. So kind of earlier, what I was kind of alluding to with the market, like newsstand copies of like early 2000s, those are going for like a lot of money, or people aren't selling them. So I think people are still investing in comic books, and they still believe it. but they're just being very choosy on what they're buying now. I don't know the print run on New Ages of Atlas. I think it's like 65,000 versus like 85 for the first issue. So circulation wise, this variant's not, it's still a little bit, it's a little rare. I think it's probably the most, I would say the most rare, but anyway, I prefer character wise. I like New Agents just because I like Swordmaster.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of with Dr. Paul just because Amazing Fantasy 15 is a tougher book to find. And it's the only cover other than the newsstand that you can get with Amadeus Cho.
Amadeus Cho. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where
he had a pretty good he had a pretty decent intro, and then he has like this there's another book where he has kind of an origin back, like a flashback story, just a separate issue.
Oh, okay.
John Smith, I kind of agree with John Smith in terms of going forward. I just love Lin Lee. First of all, I just love that Marvel they transplanted a Chinese property type character to America and made him a Marvel property. And I love the fact that he took over the mantle of Iron. And here's the thing: Iron Fist has been out for what, 50 years?
Yeah,
he came out in the 1970s, right? So the character's 50. He's the only other like Iron Fist where someone took over the mantle of the Iron Fist permanently. Like Danny Rand has christened him like, you are the Iron Fist, and I'm here to support you.
Yeah,
and
I think
you and I have been talking about this the entire year. We've been talking about Iron Fist.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite comic book, and like, to be honest, when they said there's an Asian character called Swordmaster, I was like, that's the corniest freaking name you could give a guy like Swordmaster. Like, that's
you
so
saw
dumb.
him in his giant ass cloud sword.
Yeah, and I was like, that's so stupid. And then I read the series like this past year. I was like, okay, like I think this is tight, but I still don't like his name. I'll just call him Lin Lee. It's fine. It is what it is, right?
It's a weird name to give an 18-year-old kid. That's what it is. Like, he's a kid. It's just trying to figure shit out, but he's Swordmaster.
Yeah,
you would think like that's some older like Grand Jedi Master or whatever. We got Team Sword up in here.
Team Sword. And Dr. Paul, Dr. Paul made a good point. There's 1,200 AF-15s on the census. I didn't look at the 9.8 censuses or the census for the 9.8 Amazing Fantasy 15. There aren't as many 9.8s of that New Ages of Atlas. It's a tough 9.8, man. I got really lucky when I got 9.8 on that book, but the 9.6s in Amazing Fantasy 15, they go for around 450.
Damn.
350 to 450.
I might look for a 9.4 with a really good spine.
Yeah, the one thing to look out for if you're trying to do the crack, the back has major color rub situation. It's really common. So if you can find one that doesn't have one, it's a really thick book. It's like 80 pages, right? I can't remember.
No, it's a very thick book. Yeah, it was an anthology, and it cost $5 back then, which would be $7.99 today.
Yeah. So it's a tough do 9.8, but maybe this is what I'm doing. I'm waiting for a signing for the writer of Amazing Fantasy, and I'm just gonna set it.
Was it Greg Pak?
Yeah, Greg Pak. He doesn't do any signs ever though. He never signs anything.
Wow.
So it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, man. I mean, it seems to be pretty. It seems to be pretty divided among people, huh?
Sounds pretty split. It sounds like in the chat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed. About 6 months ago, I went all in on Swordmaster. I bought all his early appearances, and I did that Instagram post. And I was like, I completed my Swordmaster appearance run. I had the Agents of Atlas. I had the second print cover, the 1 in 50. Like I got them all. I got everything. And this was back before the market really heated up.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to hang on to those until everything recovers and just sit on those bad boys. So
that Iron Fist 1 in 50, like the homage cover.
I got that. I got them all. I got every single last one of them.
Dude, the raws are going for like $50 for that book. I remember.
Oh, I know you can.
It's so stupid. It's ridiculous.
Well, well, sometimes the best thing to do, and for folks listening, sometimes the best thing to do is when we do these shows, like right now, when we're doing FOC, look for stores online that sell the bundle pack. Like they'll give you cover A, cover B, 125 and 150 for like $90 as a bundle pack. And that's just a way to get all the ratios and save money, because that's exactly how I got that one, the Iron Fist. I got the 125, the one with the Spider-Man homage throwing away his suit. I got the 1 in 50. I want to say Zulo did it.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I got them all, man. I collected them all. John Smith said the most potential, super cool anime vibe. Absolutely. And he's got room to grow. That's the thing. He's still in his infancy. Like, people are gradually catching on. It's like I said, Doctor Strange, the Death of Doctor Strange White Fox is one of my favorite issues. And it's such a sleeper key because it shows how Lin Lee got into the big battle that shattered the green sword and sent him the dragon, Shun Lao, whatever the dragon's name, brought him to Kunlun in that issue.
Yeah.
It's almost like the rest of the community just hasn't caught on to that yet. And I've been spouting about this for the past 7 or 8 months, all year. Like, get Doctor Strange, Death of Doctor Strange, White Fox. They slid in his backstory at the back of that issue. It's like 3 pages. And that's his whole SwordMaster Iron Fist origin. So yeah, I'll be looking for that. And yeah, anyway, man. Yeah, I'm Team Sword.
Yeah.
But Amadeus, what do you think? Do you feel like he'll be making some kind of Planet Hulk appearance soon?
So his mom supposedly, or his mom, she is already in the MCU. She died. She was in Ultron.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she's
there is a storyline to introduce him into as like an orphan or something.
Dr. Cho. Dr. Cho or whatever. She gets killed by Ultron, like in, I can't remember, but you have to watch it.
That's such an Easter egg, man.
Big time Easter egg, like years down the road. But that's what Marvel does, right? I mean, that movie's like what, 10 years old, which is kind of weird to say.
Yeah, that's such an Easter egg. That's crazy.
So, and then
at one point, Amadeus was the smartest person in the Marvel universe, or something close to it. One of them.
And I,
before Moon Girl, I guess.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they'll introduce him. I mean, I think they could kind of just, maybe like a cameo at the end of like, or the
like
classic,
they did Star. They just show up.
Yeah, just shows up out of nowhere. But casting is important too when you're talking about spec. They've casted a Korean actor who's pretty famous, and he's kind of a tall, skinny dude, right? Good looking.
Yeah.
They're saying he could either be Taguchi, but like that's not complicated, man. Like, if he's gonna be anybody and he's Korean, he's got to be Amadeus Cho. I mean, like,
yeah,
the guy they casted for him, he's a really big actor in Asia, not just in Korea, but like all over. So what a way to get more eyes on the show without having to shoot the show over to, or like to have a premiere in like, Asia or Southeast Asia or whatever you do,
right,
or whatever you have, right? I know there's a lot of like conflict and like, there's a lot of like, the Chinese don't want like Marvel movies like over there for whatever reason, political, whatever. I think what people forget is there's not just China. I mean, it's the biggest population in the world. They consume a lot, but like Japan is a huge population.
Dude, Japan's like, a huge market.
Yeah. Philippines has 250 million people there, so there's,
I did not know that.
Yeah. And I think that's like kind of, and they love comic books. They love American culture.
Wow.
Malaysia's a really big country. It's Southeast Asia is, if Marvel can't penetrate, the Chinese market, they got plenty of other people to consume.
Well,
that
we've
stuff.
already showed them love with Shang-Chi. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
You know. So,
Again, like I don't know why they would not allow it to be shown like in Hong Kong. I don't know. I haven't really like researched into it. I just kind of know right now it's kind of a weird kind of situation, and kind of like
so we got geopolitical stuff going on
stuff.
just to crack some of these characters. That's interesting, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't even think about that angle. Still Team SwordMaster either way. You know, I feel like I can't call this a toss up. Me personally, I'm going to lean SwordMaster for longer term potential.
Mhm.
Just even though I do love Korean everything,
Korean barbecue.
but oh Jesus Christ, Korean barbecue. I love the movie Parasite.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh,
Korean
great
thriller.
movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So either way, we all win. With both of these, we all win.
This was kind of a safe. This is more like this wasn't really a controversy like type of thing. I didn't want to like, you know, fisticuffs or anything like that. This is more of like just my curiosity of what people think.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Amadeus Cho is going to be like the Captain America of Ages of Atlas, and Swordmaster is going to be kind of like the Tony Stark, kind of like the rebel, or like kind of like a combination of like Tony Stark and like Wolverine kind of thing. Like kind of goes to the beat of his own drum. He's kind of aggressive, you know.
Is anybody in the chat reading Alyssa Wong's Iron Fist series right now? Anything? Because she's writing the hell out of it. I love it.
Yeah,
I love what she's doing with it. Yeah, Lin Lee, he's almost a reluctant hero. Just like I said, the way his storyline developed, like he's kind of reluctant with how everything's happening. But I got to go ahead and spoil it. Spoiler, non-spoiler. Right now, he has the green sword, and he's got the freaking Iron Fist together.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that. So he's got the sword is like a part of his hand, and he's got the Iron Fist. So he's like this. He's got insane amount of power for like
he's
an
like
18-year-old kid. Yeah, it's ridiculous what he's doing right now. So, you know, I feel like not enough people either A, aren't reading it, or B, just aren't talking about it enough. But Iron Fist, SwordMaster Iron Fist is one of my best books of the year. Anyone follow me knows I've been talking about it until I turned blue in the face, but for good reason. So yeah, man, Team Sword all the way here.
Cool.
Anything else? Hey, man. Again, we have such an amazing show next week. Everybody tell your friends, if you're here today, please hit the like button, like pretty please with sugar on top. It really helps out. But also next week is going to be insane. Follow us both. Let's get both of our lovely faces back up here. Yeah, if you're not by now, follow us both on Instagram. We do the same content here that we do there, which is less talking. So you can just read at your own leisure.
Yeah.
Because after this show, I'm going to put in my orders for this top 10, and then I'm going to read all the books I got. So anything else for the people, man?
No, just if you didn't catch the rewind, I did a little kind of giveaway announcement. I'll post it on my Instagram for next week's channel. I'm really hoping we crack like 70 people. Put the word out. I talked to Dino. He's gonna try and stop in all that stuff. We'll see Dr. Paul, I'm sure. And yeah, I mean, I think this discussion is really, really fun, and it helps, I think, me kind of see other people's perspective on what people think about, you know, the future of the MCU and spec and all that good stuff. And my best friend, she showed up.
I want this whole screen. I want this whole screen to look like the Brady Bunch. I just want like rows of heads, and I'll be the moderator, and we'll just get everyone. Be like a squawk box, like everyone gets a chance.
Yeah,
to chime in.
It'll be exciting.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for it.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up down in the trenches. Trench mob forever. It's what makes the show great. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, folks. We will be unabashedly and unashamedly promoting for next week's show. You'll see a lot of promo on Instagram in the coming days. It's going to be huge. See y'all that time, same time next week. Hey, it's going to be like a 2.5 hour Marvel movie premiere. So hit the restroom, grab a drink, grab some popcorn, and we'll see you